Hello there, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm taking an idea that I had quite a while ago. I made a Reddit post a while ago of Block Wars teams and they were color coded. So like the red team had a bunch of people with red profile pictures and so on. But looking back, I added a lot of newcomers. The teams weren't great, so I'm making a revised version as well as MCC teams and Chamber Trials teams. I haven't really made that many Chamber Trial streams, so you'll have to bear with me on that one. So let's get started with the MCC teams. On the red team, we've got Wolfie, Pyrocythe, Rendog, and Tango. I think this was probably one of the easier MCC teams, which is weird because red was definitely the hardest for Block Wars. Wolfie was a no-brainer, it's like just red. Pyro was also pretty easy because they're also just red. And Ren and Tango were like a red duo, so that was really good. The orange team, there were loads of options for the orange team. I could have had like 5-up kind of, ghosty, orange juice. Although orange juice's profile picture only has like a little bit of orange on it, so I didn't really include Owen. I think Shane is very orange, and so is Pangy, and Gracie as well. I added Soup for Eloise. There were loads of options for the fourth, but I tried to make it somewhat balanced because I know Pangy and Shane is a pretty good duo. Next up is the yellow team. This was another kind of easy one. There were quite a lot of options. I could have had Cambam, Speed Silver or Prince Sam from Rising, of course, but I tried to include more people from like the main roster, and I didn't add any newcomers because I felt like I wanted to make it a bit of a challenge, you know? So yeah, I think Yellow Team, also Yellow Team makes a pretty cool team. Like that would be a pretty awesome team to see in a normal MCC. Next up is Lime. So Lime and Green were kind of weird because some profile pictures you could argue were more Lime or some are more Green. So I tried to make them more cohesive teams. I think Fruit and Martin, their profile pictures are pretty like Lime, you know? Yeah, it'd be a bit weird if I put them on Green. But then Jam and Sniff have a bit less green on them. But I think they fit the vibe a lot better than some of the other options I could have had. I think the other people I could have had was Legundo's profile picture has more green on it. Slimesicle, but Slimesicle wouldn't really fit on the Lime team. Although it would be cool to see Slimesicle back, obviously. For the green team, Antfrost and Phil is a pretty cool duo. I would love to see that, although it's pretty strong. And Mog and Maddie fit perfectly as well. Okay, the Cyan team. Right, this one I struggled with. I'm not gonna lie. I struggled with the Cyan team for a while. Because I think 4C was pretty obvious for the Cyan team. I think Scar's profile picture is kind of dark cyan, but yeah, argue with me if you want in the comments. Get the hex codes out if you want, but yeah, I think Scar's is kind of cyan. And then I could have had Jevin. I almost put Jevin in. I think maybe I should have now, but I wanted to put Smant there because their profile picture fits more with Scar's. It's like that dark cyan. And Hermit, small ant duo, pretty awesome. And then Scott, because if I had Jevin instead of Scott, it would have been really weak. It is kind of weak. It's probably the weakest team, but I think Scott rounds off the team a bit better. And they've got the Cyan in the background as well. Okay, Aqua. There were quite a few options for Aqua. I could have had Fwip or Becky on the team as well. Yeah, there are a few options. I think Misty doesn't have much Aqua on them, but they fit the team vibe really well. And I think I made a pretty awesome team there. I'm not gonna lie. Blue team was definitely the easiest one. Also, it looks the most blue. I think the blue profile pictures have the most of their colour on them. Like if you like blur your eyes, just see blue. It's pretty cool. Yeah, there's quite a lot of options for blue. I could have had like Carb or SK on the team as well. Yeah, I think Michael's profile picture, aside from maybe Mog or Purpled, has the most of their colour on them, or Wolfie obviously, which is cool. And that's a pretty awesome team as well. I really want to see Skiz with Michael and Sneak. I can't remember if Skiz has teamed with Sneak before, or Michael actually, but I think that would be pretty cool and very funny as well, of course. Next up we have Team Purpled. Okay, Purpled was kind of like probably the inspiration when I did this ages ago, because it's just a colour. They're just a colour. Ashwag is very purple as well, so it's kind of hard not to include Ashwag. There are a lot of other purple profile pictures, but it was quite low comp. I mean, the team was like low skilled, and wouldn't be balanced, so I added Ash to make it a bit more balanced. I know it's from Rising, but yeah, I think it fits well with Amesy and Ross as well. Finally, we have the pink team, which pink was kind of hard to balance as well. I had to add Akko from Pride and Rising. Who hasn't played in a while, of course, but I think that makes a pretty fun team as well, and also a very pink team. It's all kind of the same, like, shade of pink as well, which is fun. So yeah, let me know which one is your favourite from the MCC teams. I'd have to say my favourite team in terms of the actual team is probably say green or yellow, I would say. I think the best in terms of colour and like cohesive colour readiness, you know, it's probably I'd say probably blue or purple, maybe. Blue or purple or orange, actually. Or red. No, I'd say definitely purple. Purple or blue, definitely. Okay. We are now moving on to the Block Wars, which was... I know there's a lot more players and 5 slots on team, so it's a lot harder to do, actually. But there's less colours, so, you know, that's a plus. Red team is really hard. So it does kind of look like a bit of a random team. Who else could I have had on red? I could have had Minotac. Yeah, that's almost about it, I can think. I could have had Murder Crumpet as well, but they wouldn't really fit on the team as well as like the others as well. Well, they haven't like teamed with the others, so I don't know much. I'm only going off if they teamed who they teamed with in Block Wars, so they might know some of these people, I don't know. But Redunes, Wolfie, Zekken, Lydia, and Barry. So yes, it makes a fun team. Maybe quite strong, because I'm sure Zekken would be like a really good player if they returned. I'd love to see Zekken return, actually. That would be pretty cool. We got like Lydia and Zekken, which is a like competitive FPS duo. I'm pretty sure Wolfie and Redunes are good friends, and Barry as well, who I think would fit the vibe of this team well, and it does make out to be quite red as well. Next up we've got the orange team, which looking at it now is almost the same as the MCC one. I did try to make a lot of the teams different, but I must have forgot. Look, right, who could we have had instead? Probably like 5UP or Ghosty as well, or Shelby. There's a lot of orange people. I don't know why I made it like similar. But yeah, Owen, pretty obviously Owen on orange, that makes sense. Squiddo and Gracie's are very similar. They're almost doing the same pose, and very orange as well, which is good. Next up, yellow. I didn't include Pete on this team for some reason. I think for the sake of variety, I did the Speed and Prince Sam duo there, and then Harry as well. Has a yellow background in their picture, so that makes sense. Maybe a bit weak, but I think Harry's your bottom frag. It makes up for the weakness in the rest of the team. So yes, pretty awesome team. Next up is the green team. There was a ton of options for green team. Like I could have made like 3 green teams, but this is the one I went for. I could have done the Ant and Boost video, but that did just happen in the last Block Wars. So yes, I went with the Fruit and Boost video, which is a bit more lime, but you know, I guess lime green doesn't really matter for Block Wars' sake. Quiet and Boone and See What I also added, because I think their vibes would be pretty cool together. Like I said, there were loads of options for green, so I think that makes it to be a good team. Aqua might be one of my favourites. It was kind of hard to make it balanced because there was a lot of other Aqua players, like Kylef and Simplyfer, but they would have made this team pretty strong as well. I think I had to add Sunflower Smith there to balance it out, because yeah, Fur or Kyle on that team would have been broken. I guess there was Caboodle as well, but I think Sunflower Smith was more of like a modern Block Wars choice to go on that team, so I think that would be fun. False and Hacks returning as a duo from the last Block Wars as well, that's quite fun. And SB as well, also mid-offs player, so that's fun. Next up is the blue team, which, like the MCC, is pretty awesome, pretty blue, very blue actually. I could have included Shadoon, but yes, for the sake of variety, I included SK, who's probably more of a Block Wars player than Shadoon. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think they've probably played more Block Warses now, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to look at that one. But that's a pretty awesome team. SK with Hermit is fun. Sneak and Krinios as well is awesome. Yeah, fun team. Next up is Purple. I could have included Curry or Fine on this team, but Purple makes way too much sense to be on Purple. It's also quite a strong team actually, looking at it now. Nerdy, Rattles and Rain is quite a strong trio to be like with Purple as well. But yeah, that's actually a pretty fun team. Next up is Pink team, which was probably quite easy as well. There were lots of players I could have put on the Pink team, but I know I wanted the Hannah and Bablu duo, so I think that just makes sense. And probably might happen in the future with Block Wars. It seems quite likely. And then Jumper as a third frag, I know is very strong. Like Bablu, Hannah, and Jumper is a really strong trio, but Froggy and Frakey even out the team perfectly, and it would be a ridiculously fun team. Yeah, there would be a really, really fun vibes team. I think Block Wars, I don't know why, it just looks, the colours just look more clean than MCC. Like if I go back to the MCC teams, and like if I like blur my eyes a bit and then like make the colours blend, I think Block Wars looks slightly more colour. I think for the Block Wars, I think my favourite team is probably Aqua. Like just a cool mix of people. I think that in terms of colour, I would say probably pink is the most colour cohesiveness. Colour cohesive, that's the colour cohesive. Cool, that should have been the title. Next up is the Chamber Trials. I haven't done much Chamber Trials team making. I've done a few teams, like team predictions and whatnot. But yeah, this was kind of hard because I don't know some of the other people in the event. Like some of the OGs in Chamber Trials I'm not too familiar with. So I tried to use ones that I was more familiar with, so the colours balancing might be off. Starting off with Red Team, we've got Tabby, Wolfie, Plushie and Cal. Yeah, there are a few other red players, but I wasn't too familiar with them. I think, yeah, Cal, Wolfie and Plushie and Tabby make for a fun team there. Orange there, again, was why do so many people have orange profile pictures? Like, there's quite a lot of options for orange. Like, there's 5UP, and We Choke on Milk as well. Fire Breath Man and Jackass would be a fun duo. Very fun. And Spood as well. Wait, Spood and Jackass, that would be vibes. Oh my god. And Ghosty as well, makes for a really fun team. It's not quite this all the same shade of orange, but you know, who cares. Yellow team, Speed Silver and Prince Sam, another duo again. Ubby has a very yellow profile picture, so I had to include Ubby. And there aren't too many other options, so Pony has quite a lot of yellow on their pictures, so I think that makes sense. Lime or green, probably quite a strong team looking at it now. Actually a very strong team. Master Guff, Boostfat and Ant is a very strong trio in this comp at least. And it's very green as well, which is good. Aqua, there were a lot of options for Aqua as well. I could have had Hacks this team as well. But I went for Infume, Andres, Swiffies, and May. May could have gone on pink, because they've got like a pink background, but I think Aqua makes more sense, in terms of balancing at least. And yes, fun team. Next up is blue. Again, there were loads of blue options, but in terms of balancing, I went for Insane Orbits as the 4th frag, which is slightly more balanced than Greninja. It was the other blue player I think could have gone on this team. Yeah, it's probably quite a strong team. I know Union has improved a lot in Chamber Trials. So I know Chamber Trials is on a break at the moment. So when it returns, yeah, that'll be pretty exciting when it returns. And apparently it's not going to be called Chamber Trials, I heard somewhere, correct me if I'm wrong. But it's going to have a different name, perhaps. So yes, next team is Purple. Purple is not in Chamber Trials, or hasn't played in Chamber Trials yet, which is interesting. I think Purple will probably play in the future if it returns. So that'd be cool. I think this is quite a weak team, I think. By the way, it's Feinberg, Jack Noxels, Slashy, and Grey, by the way. Quite pretty purple, very purple. Hey, I could have put myself on purple. I'm quite purple. I do have an aqua background, so maybe I could have gone on aqua. I don't know. Next is pink, which is a pretty strange team looking at it. Yeah, pretty strange team. There wasn't a ton of options in Chamber Trials. Yes, there wasn't a ton of options. I want Bablu makes sense. Bounced makes sense. May from Chungus Trials makes sense. They're pretty pink. And Judlo, I think, kind of makes sense on this team. They probably know Bablu, so I think that makes sense. That some of the other options probably wouldn't have made too much sense. And their profile picture is very pink. So, looking at it, yeah, I think that's pretty colour cohesiveness. Very colour cohesiveness. I think I'm losing it. I think it's doing something to my eyes. Yeah, looking at a rainbow for too long. I'm not homophobic, please don't cancel me. Yes, this is a fun team. And overall, I would say, I'd say probably pink or blue. Actually, no, I think it's blue. Blue's probably my favourite in terms of the colourness. And my favourite team, not in terms of colour, is probably orange. That's a really fun team. Very funny team as well. So, yes, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your favourite set of teams is. Let me know what your favourite team is. And let me know which team has the best colouring. Also, let me know if there's any players I missed, because there probably was some players I could have put. And yes, thank you so much for watching. This was a pretty strange video, but I appreciate you sticking around. Until next time, bye.